I've got the green light. Can everyone hear me? We've got some chairs up front. You know, I remember the day just over a year ago, actually a couple days, that I could draw a crowd like this by myself. But now look. Now it takes us hiring someone and introducing a couple of new team members to draw a great crowd. But thank you for being here. It's a great crowd. Love it. And it's good timing for not to be outside. Hopefully we don't have any flickers of light, but a storm's passing through, but it should be long done by the time we're done. But if you could, please rise and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. So the picture on the screen was last year, summer. Beautiful picture, though, from above, from Jack Anthony. Good, John. I'd like to now welcome up Chaplain Duke to open our meeting in prayer.
I can't wait to see what happens today. This looks like a tent revival. Wow. Security needs to be alerted if people start running the aisles. That would get very exciting. Okay, let's pray. Lord, it's good to be gathered here together. This gift of life together is becoming increasingly precious as we age. And so we pause to give you thanks for this life and praise that you have led us to this point in our lives to know one another, and that somehow life is bigger and better than it's ever been for the connections you've given us here. We offer these prayers back to you in the name of the one that we trust, pray them, our loving Lord. Amen.
So here's our agenda for today. We've done the pledge and our prayer, and then we'll have Elizabeth Murphy come up. Elizabeth can come up now. And then she'll be followed by Chaplain Duke, our sales manager, Julie, our director of property management, Stephen, director of culinary services, Chad, life engagement director, Vicki, our nurse practitioner, Angelie, and followed by our administrator, Tammy, and then I'll give a brief update. But welcome, Elizabeth.
Thank you, Scott. I'm going to use this. No. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm going to stand down here because we have some exciting presentations to make, and rather than running back and forth, I want to say a few words about the foundation first. I'm the Mid-South Director for Axe Legacy Foundation, the charitable arm of Axe. We manage the funds at Lanier Village Estates, and we help residents and staff support causes that matter to them. A lot of folks choose recurring giving, a simple way to donate through automatic payroll for staff or for residents by adding to your monthly fee. One fund that's mostly supported by team members is the Employee Catastrophic Fund, which supports team members facing a personal crisis, from natural disasters to unexpected funeral expenses. And this process is completely confidential. Residents often support the LVE Samaritan Fund, which assists their neighbors who have outlived their resources. Led by our own Jimmy Faulkner and the Samaritan Committee, this fund is vital to our mission. Join us for a fundraiser and silent auction coming up August 7th to support this cause. More to come on that. The Community Enrichment Fund is another important source, helping to cover the cost of equipment or services when other community funds fall short. In addition to cash, we accept donations of stock, real estate, IRA distributions, and even charitable gift annuities, which provide income for life in return for a gift of $10,000 or more. and I'm happy to do a no obligation quote for you for that. Please always feel free to call me with questions. There are brochures and information available in the back of the room, along with my peppermint patties. Something of my signature trademark I bring along because they were originally made in my hometown of York, Pennsylvania. And last year, we received a charitable stock donation from Andy Libor, honoring his late wife, Juliette Cartagena Libor, to the Employee Scholarship Fund. Juliette wanted to donate a gift to benefit LVE team members continuing their education. So Andy established the Juliette Cartagena Libor Employee Scholarship Fund in her name. And we are grateful to Andy and Juliette for this gift that will be impactful to many LVE team members for many years. Today, on behalf of the Scholarship Committee, I'm pleased to announce the 9 recipients of the second Juliette Cartagena Libor Scholarship for LVE team members. This scholarship supports applicants desiring further education at any accredited community college, university, or qualified instructional program. The number and value of scholarships awarded is determined by the quantity of applications and the availability of funds each year. And they range between $1,000 and $10,000 typically per applicant. Last year, $30,000 was granted to team members. This year, we are pleased to award a total of $42,250. Yeah. Applications are available each April with a May 15th deadline. All awards are paid directly to the school or program of the recipient's choice. And I want to thank our scholarship committee for the many hours meeting, advising, interviewing, and deciding on the awardees. Thank you to Shirley Ross, Gary Riley, Pat and Jack Bird, Bob Ingram, Scott Cairns, Tammy Stith, and ad hoc Sarah Hester. Thank you, committee. You are all truly appreciated, and I really appreciate your hard work on this committee. I want to tell you a little bit about Juliette as relayed to me from Andy. I did read this last year, but I think it's worth repeating. Juliette passed in December of 22. For her career, she worked for France's finance ministry, and Andy and Juliette met through his office mate. She loved life and was very active. She loved gardening, skiing, and music, and was also a good cook. She enjoyed Italian sausage, olives, and a good rare steak and baked potato. She believed in self-care and was extremely generous. She was so grateful for the care she received at Willowbrook Court, and she directed Andy to make a donation with her stock for the employee scholarships, which he did. Juliette was 100 years young when she passed. Andy and Juliette have supported various funds and activities at Lanier Village Estates, and we're truly grateful for their philanthropy. We are blessed to have Andy here with us today to acknowledge our scholarship awardees. Andy, if you please, would come forward. And awardees, when I announce your name, please come forward to receive your certificate and take a photo with Mr. Libor. And if you would then remain here and maybe position yourself off to the side. And then at the very end, I would like to have one group photo with all of the awardees, Andy, and the committee. So I'll call you up at the end. How's about here? Is that good? Right in front? All right. Thank you, sir. All right, rock and roll. Our first recipient is Caden Z. Anderson. Come on down. Currently working. Here's your certificate. Congratulations. And Caden is currently working as a server in the culinary department and is going to the University of North Georgia for nursing. Right. Thank you. Thank you, Kaden. Our next recipient is Sarah Hester. Sarah is currently working as the HRC, the Human Resources Coordinator, and will begin a program for a BS in Health Services Administration, Human Resource Management at Strayer University. Congratulations, Sarah. Attending the University of North Georgia for nursing is culinary server Abby Keller. Here's your certificate. Okay. Also attending the University of North Georgia for nursing is CNA in Willowbrook, Hope Patton. Congratulations, Hope. There you are. Congratulations, Hope. Judith Rodriguez is our next recipient. Congratulations. Judith is attending Chattahoochee Technical College for nursing. She is a CNA in LVE's Willowbrook Court. Our next recipient is Sandra Vargas. Sandra is currently working as a wellness office coordinator going to Lanier Technical College for dental hygiene. She's not here, right? And Sandra apologizes she could not be with us today. Yes. Chaplain Duke Walker, next recipient. Congratulations, Duke. Certificate for you. Chaplain Duke will be attending the Institute of Jungian Christian Dialogue, a certificate program in spiritual direction. Congratulations, Duke. Currently in the Interdisciplinary Studies program with a concentration in healthcare management at Gwinnett Technical College is Connor White, working in security. Congratulations, Connor. Thank you so much. Here's your certificate. Our ninth and final recipient is Adeline Zhu Nji Elonge. Ngi. Congratulations. Adeline is a Willowbrook CNA attending Oconee Fall Line Technical College for nursing. Thank you, everyone. Congratulations. Thank you, Andy and Juliet, for this generous donation that will aid students for many, many years to come. And awardees, we wish you all the very best. Committee, if you would please come forward, and we'll take a group photo with the committee and all the awardees. Let's see if we can. Hey, Sarah. I'm going to give you Sandra's. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Stay. Just stay here. Thank you, Andy, and thank you, Elizabeth. Now, Chaplain Duke.
Well, what a great day to be at the forum, huh? Just a few highlights for you. One is my family and I just got back from Switzerland for my in-laws' 50th wedding anniversary. They had gone to this place over 50 years ago, and so the son got a wild hair and said we all need to go. So we figured it out. We all convened there in Switzerland, and on a train ride through the Alps, as I was looking at creation and just listening, waterfalls, lakes, rivers, mountains, clouds, avalanche guards, I just started listening a little deeper. And I started getting all these reflections on faith and creation. And so what we're doing now for the next 6 weeks is something I call the Alpine Sermon Series, where I'll bring pictures from vacation to chapel at Vespers on Sundays at 4, and then reflect on our faith as to what we learn by looking at creation. So I would invite you all to that. Shameless preacher plug. But if you are interested, at 4 o'clock on Sunday, we'll be right on the other side of that wall. Next, I want to bring to your attention, some of you may already know, but Henry Lou Funkhauser has died, and we will be hosting her memorial. Honey Lou, Henry Lou. So here's the story. Her real name is Henrietta. Thank you, Joyce. Yes, Henrietta, French, but she decided she liked Honey Lou. And so she had always gone by Honey Lou, and she signed all of her documents HL. Yes, Vicki Westmoreland, is she in here? So Honey Lou, we will be hosting her service on Saturday, and it is at 2 p.m. So invite you to come on out and support the family. They'll be coming in from various parts around the country. Haynes Hill as well died. Haynes was a friend to many I know here. And marketing, he was that smiling face for prospective new residents who would come in. He's going to be having a service at Dahlonega United Methodist Church at 11 a.m. on July 12th. So I invite you to support the family there. Also, one that did not make it into this slide due to timing purposes, Jo Alice Halsell. We will be hosting her service on July 19th here at 2 p.m. And so I'll be sending out more communication about that to all of our volunteers on this Sunday. And then just always like to highlight a ministry that is really reaching people, touching people, encouraging them in their faith. And one of those ministries is our communion ministry. We have communion here on the fourth Sunday of every month. And Joan Smith and Brian McCartney take communion to residents at Willowbrook Court so that they don't miss out on this essential element of the faith for any that this is really important to. They've been doing this for several months now, and it's been going great. I think we have somewhere in the neighborhood of about 30 people down there that receive communion where they live. And so I'm grateful for Joan Smith's creativity and heart for others, and Brian McCartney as well for his joining in with Joan to serve people at Willowbrook Court. These are all of the announcements that I have for today. This is risky for a preacher, but are there any questions for spiritual? Okay, very good. Julie will be next. Julie.
Well, I tell you, you are all such a sight for sore eyes. I was so homesick for all of you. I don't know if you knew I was gone for about a month, and I was helping out down in Dunedin, down in Florida, to help them out, to teach them life care, because they just got the okay from the state to start selling life care contracts. So I went down there to help them. And coming in on Monday, I tell you what, I was skipping in here. I was so excited. I missed the building. I missed the people. A lot of kind words while I was gone. So just know that you were all on my mind, and you're very blessed to be here. That's all I have to say about that. We're going to talk about the new residents that are moving into Lanier in May and June. Since I was gone, I wasn't really expecting to be here today even. I was supposed to be gone through this week, but I exited and left, so I'm here. Bill and Andrea Jones, are you here? There she is. Go ahead and stand up. They moved to 1414. Lovely, lovely couple. Mark and Suzanne Miller, are you here? No, they live in a carriage house. Great people. I run into them coming into dinner, and Mark says he's so excited that he gets to come to dinner every night. So food is a driving force for him. And then the Wents, we have Fred and Judy Went. They'll be moving in 1420. And then we have Bill Dappelstein coming in to 2502. And I believe we have one other one. I'm trying to think. We moved her up. Where's Shanda? Is she here? No. Anyway, I'll have that in next month's talk. We're holding at 261 households waiting to move in. People are waiting so long, some drop off, and then we get new ones in. So I have to tell you, it's funny is when I was down in Dunedin, I said, well, can I see your wait list? She goes, well, you're looking at it. It's right there. And I'm like, this sheet right here? She goes, yeah. There was like 8 names on it. I go, oh. She goes, well, how many names do you have? And I said, well, about 260, 70, I don't know, something like that. And she was like, oh, my goodness. So June, we did have an event. It was lunch with the ED, the executive director. Scott was very kind to host that for us. And we had about 50 attendees, and everybody was really pleased when they came. And they're excited about moving in. And usually when we have these events for priority list members, they corner us and say, when are we getting in here? So just know that people are excited about the move. And that's all I have to say. And I'll have Steve come up next. There you are.
Wow, they're not kidding. This is a full house today. I don't have any fun tales of trips to Florida, unfortunately. But I did want to bring a few things, I guess, to the table that have happened and that are going to be happening. Most recently, we had some storm activity about 2 weeks ago. The lightning was a big problem all across campus. It affected multiple systems in the building and around the building, as well as a few of our cottages. A few things that were affected that probably had the biggest impact where we had a generator that services part of OBT that went down. That has since been serviced and is now operating as it should. The pendant system was intermittent for a few days, and that, thanks to our new IT department, wherever you guys are at, has now been corrected and is also working as it should. Unfortunately, the gate access system continues to be a problem. The service call for that was put in the day after the storm. That particular vendor does not give us a date on when they will be coming to fix the gates. They just kind of show up. I have reached out for some regional support to try to get that expedited, and we have gone through multiple phone calls to try to troubleshoot that and get it back online. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like something that we're going to be able to fix remotely. One thing that I did ask for to try to prevent this timeline of events is I asked corporate to reach out to our vendor in Philadelphia and get our maintenance team and IT team some training on that gate system so that in the future we will be able to diagnose and fix that in-house and not have that timeline. Hopefully the biggest problem we will have is parts. Thanks, I appreciate that. Another effect from the storm were trees. Y'all may have noticed we had some trees down. I have been working with landscape management to get a lot of these trees over the last week removed. Some of the big ones behind the east cottages we had removed that were more preventative than anything else. They were, I guess for lack of a better term, sketchy looking. I did not feel good about waiting for the next group of thunderstorms on those, but we have trees all around campus. You're going to continue to see trees getting removed that are a potential threat moving forward. And the fence for the dog park is scheduled to be repaired in the next couple of days. So that'll be getting taken care of for all the people that use the dog park. He was out of town. He was in Africa. He didn't get back until a couple of days ago, so I wasn't able to get that repair done. Another repair that is affecting residents is the elevator at admin next to Julia's office. So you may have noticed the button's broken. It's been pushed in. Those elevators are quite old. Finding parts for them has become a challenge. The part that we thought was going to be set to arrive apparently was discontinued and not available. I was able to locate one. It will be here Saturday and it should be installed either Saturday or Sunday, all depending on what time it gets here Saturday. So hopefully we'll have that up and running. But on the larger scale fix, that elevator along with the freight elevator that maintenance uses is scheduled for a modification. The first one's going to be the freight elevator. It is scheduled to begin on July 14th. That will have little to no effect for most of you. But what it will do is kind of give our team a good idea of the process and how it's going to work, because the next one that they will be doing is the admin elevator that will affect a lot of you. So we'll get a good handle on the timeline, how long it's going to be down for, if it's going to be in stages, or how that's going to work. So that's coming up very soon. Then the three elevators and west, the single and the doubles, will be following the following year. So those are the 5 Dover elevators, the ones that we're having the biggest problem with. So those were prioritized. Now this is fun. This is the Chapel Garden project. If many of you, most of you are probably aware by now that we are going to begin construction on the Chapel Garden project relatively soon. We are currently waiting for permits to get, I guess, processed and have those in hand. Once they are in hand, we will begin immediately on the demo phase of that project. We're still anticipating that we can get it completed in time for the fall plant so that it will be completed, done, and hopefully pretty throughout the winter, and next spring will be very enjoyable to use. Other than that, that's really all I've got, I think, for today. I'll be around afterwards. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to come and see me, and I will turn it over to Chad.
Afternoon, everyone. So hopefully you got to enjoy the pastries over here. Those provide our new vendor, Crown Bakeries. So we're going to use those into addition of our other vendors we have for U.S. food. So we're using it also to kind of elevate Sunday brunches. So hope you try those on the way out. Very good. We're very excited about that new partnership with that vendor. They're local. They're in Norcross, and they deliver 3 times a week and can be 4 if we need them. So they are very stable, and we're excited about them. You've also noted what's new. We have disposable silverware and napkin dispensers. So the biggest reason for that is sanitation and also waste. So that way, if you just want 1 fork or 1 knife, you don't have to have a whole pack of things that you're throwing away 3 other utensils for. Also for the napkins, is so you're not grabbing in a stack where someone might have had ketchup or mustard on their hand and got on another napkin. So it's a very sanitary way of having that, and a lot of restaurants are moving towards that. Sunday brunch improvements. So hopefully you were out this past Sunday and enjoyed the omelet station. Good, good. We're excited with the new staff we have. We can do more things, more action stations. They're getting trained, so we're trying to bring more improvements. The pastries, also we're doing blend stations, carving stations, waffle station, parfait stations. We're going to be alternating those. We'll have those in the weekly menu, so hopefully going to those Sunday brunches and seeing that we're moving those up. Menu changes. So we'll also be having menu changes that will be posted next week. That'll take place July 7th will be the new new menu changes, but we'll post those ahead of time in the communication room and the bistro as well. Ruby, so that you probably have all heard that in our last corporate presentation. Ruby is our new training program for chefs or cooks or anyone that wants to be a cook. So we're using that with 2 current employees right now. They're going through it. They're learning. It teaches them all the fundamentals of cooking at the very beginning. Cleaning, knife skills, knife sharpening, bases, everything. So it's a great tool for us because anyone that we start working, they're actually going to take that course first. So they're going to have the same base knowledge as all the other cooks that work there. So that's just going to elevate our skill very much. So we're excited about that. It's a great tool we have. We have moved to black chef coats. More of an FYI. They're a lot cleaner and a lot smoother looking. All of our cooks are very excited about it. White really shows stains and everything like that, so it looks a lot better. But it kind of also helping the culture. We really want them to be happy and feel proud of their cooks, and they move up to those cook positions. Food forums. So when I first started, I really wanted to start something where people come, we can just talk about food and more informal. Little known, or found out to know that all of the properties pretty much do that. It's called a food forum. So we'll be starting that. That's basically, again, where I just talk about a topic. We'll have food there that you can enjoy. The first one we're going to do is our new sweet tea, unsweet tea, and we're going to vote on a flavored tea. So that'll be the first topic of that. We want to bring some more options for beverages for you. Again, I'd always talk about my goals throughout the year. This is kind of mid-year where I want to talk about what we've done. So we're still striving to be fully staffed. We're having more on board, more training. We're still having a lot of move up through the ranks from server to sanitation to prep cook to line cook. So we're moving in the right direction and getting there. Very happy about that. We're going to be doing some updates to our daily coffee stations. No ETA on that, but we're going to do some different things I think y'all are really going to like on that. So, good. Happy about that. Still, the goal is to increase attendance in the Mountain View dining room. Again, we're gonna do some more action stations and specials to help bring more upstairs, just because we're so busy in the bistro, which is a good thing. But we want to spread that out so the ticket times are decreased. Also, continue to train new employees. The better consistency we have on food and different items, we're training those new people we got in. And now we're almost fully staffed. It's making sure they're good and consistent, and they're trained to do that. And of course, that's consistency. That's what we want. Just showing our different positions we have open. One line cook, a prep cook, dishwasher, medical diet aide, and servers. But we have people that are really almost onboarding for that. So we should be pretty much fully staffed very soon this year. Before I've done the different items, like the top items, but we're going to do the top and bottom items. So the top items, we have our hot bar, Caribbean salad, still killing it. Then we have our pizza, bistro burger, chicken tenders, club wrap, filet mignon, obviously, salmon, hamburger, and our Philly steak. Showing the bottom one, but of course take that with a grain of salt because a lot of these are our Sydney's items, our Sydney's menu, which is Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, so they're not going to compare as much as to something that's on the menu all the time. But we have our grilled cheese, eggplant parmesan, balsamic chicken, lamb chop, veggie burger, pesto shrimp, spaghetti, tortellini alfredo spinach, ham and cheese omelet, seared scallops, and pan-seared snapper. So all these, when we see the bottom ones, when I look at it with my chefs, I'm like, okay, we need to get some more look at these items. Maybe we sub these off for something else. Also with the veggie burger, we did try a different patty for that. So far, we've gotten some negative feedback, so I think we're going to switch to another one or the same one we had beforehand. But we are trying different things, listening to feedback, trying different things for y'all. And of course, we're trying to go green, so please ask for the reusable green containers and turn those back into us. We do sanitize those before we put them back in use, but that helps cut down on waste and go green. All right, and that's all I had. Thank you all so very much, and Vicky's up.
Very fair. Can you repeat that, Vicki, please?
So what I'm hearing is we want to know when new items come on the menu so that if you didn't like the previous version, then you are still open to trying the new version because you might prefer it. So,
Yes, that was a communication error. I didn't know that we switched to that. If I did, I would have put out some notice on that, so I apologize. I did talk to my chefs about that, so I can give you all communication about it. Sorry about that.
all right, well, hello everybody. I hope that you can hear me clearly because I'm a shorty and a long distance from the mic. So great to see all of your smiling faces. One of the wonderful things about working here is being surrounded by such giving people who have a heart for volunteerism, who are willing to give to their friends and neighbors and demonstrate what it looks like to break the mold on aging. So today I have a very special honoree, and I would like to invite Melissa up here to talk about her.
So we started a new program this year where we are going to be nominating Fitness Champions of the Quarter. And today we are proud to recognize Priscilla as our Fitness Champion of the Quarter. Priscilla truly embodies what it means to be a fitness champion. Through dedication, perseverance, and positive attitude, she has overcome numerous obstacles to achieve her wellness goals. Her commitment is evident in her regular fitness routine. She lifts weights twice a week in the fitness center, rides the cyber cycle, exercises in the pool for an hour each week, and maintains a consistent home exercise program. Yes. Priscilla has also worked closely with our rehab department to improve her posture and strengths, efforts that have made noticeable difference in her overall mobility and confidence. A special thank you goes to John Stewart, who played an essential role in supporting Priscilla and helping her build confidence in her walking abilities. We are honored to celebrate Priscilla's success and hope her journey inspires others to stay consistent and engage in their own fitness pursuits. So let's all give a standing round of applause to Priscilla. Emily, you can go ahead and give her medal as our champion of the quarter, and she also receives our flowers. Congratulations, Priscilla. Your hard work and dedication is an inspiration to us all. Very well done. And to follow up on my presentation, Vicki has made a wonderful presentation about Priscilla and her accomplishments. So we will take a look at that.
I was very privileged to be there when we surprised Priscilla with her award when she was working out. She thought she was coming for a workout and she got a surprise. So I took a little video. I'm trying to get to it. Do we have a slide progressor up here? Oh, here it is. Okay. I hope you can see it and hear it. Do we have video audio back there, guys? How do I? Hold on. Am I in control of the audio? No. It's on, but I'm not getting any audio. Thank you for your patience. Just give Okay, hold on. Let's try that again so we don't miss out on Priscilla's wonderful video.
As our fitness champion of the quarter. Priscilla has shown what it means to be a fitness champion. She has worked in rehab. She has worked in fitness. She's walking now. She's in the pool. Priscilla, we could not be more proud of you. And we want to honor you today as the fitness champion of the quarter. You are our very first one ever.
Congratulations, Priscilla. I think that that exemplifies what it looks like to take your wellness into your own hands, to be willing to push and to move forward and be the best version of yourself always. Congratulations, Priscilla. Thank you, Melissa. Thank you, Emily. Thank you, John, and the rehab team for all the work you do to keep our residents healthy and well. Okay, so now on to my announcements. I have just a few. First of all, I'd like to do a chicken chase thank you. How many of you participated or volunteered in some capacity? We pushed it up to an 8 a.m. start time to beat the heat. So we didn't quite get the crowd we had in the past, but our fundraising efforts were still matched. Thank you to all of you who took the time to support this initiative. The longest day is what we do the chicken chase for. And it is a day that recognizes the journey of the caregiver who walks alongside their loved one experiencing memory loss. So thank you for supporting us. I would like to give a special thanks. I think I saw Cheryl Loba in the room, unless she ducked out. There she is. She's trying to hide from me. But she steps in each year and coordinates the volunteers for me that stand in front of the cottages, guide participants. So a tremendous thank you to her and all, I think, of the 19 volunteers that stepped in to help. Big round of applause to all of you. We're very excited to say we have a new lead driver on board. We've had a number of trip requests, which I was able to reach out about this week. These are kind of last minute, got on the calendar, but there will be signups out. You all wanted to go to the Summer Chautauqua series at the Northeast Georgia History Center on Saturday. We were able to get a bus for that. You all wanted to go to the Believers Band concert on Sunday. We were able to get a bus for that. And you all wanted to go to the North Winds Patriotic Pops concert on July the 3rd. We were able to get a bus for that. So we're moving forward with trips, and so you'll start to see more roll out now that we have John Bozarth on site with us. So look for those sign-up sheets in the communication room. Now on to update what's happening on campus, updated events. About probably 2 months ago, a mysterious silver box landed in Treasures, and in it was the most stunning wedding dress. It belonged to our Honey Lou. It took us a long time to figure out who the dress belonged to, but it inspired what has become a huge campus event, our first LVE Bridal Salon. We have more than 20 vintage dresses from your love stories from the past that we will be showcasing tomorrow afternoon. It was a ticketed event. It is wait-listed. I'm sure many of you have tickets. If you do not have tickets and you are not on the wait list, you are welcome to write your name down, and if tickets become available, we will reach out to you. We're very excited for that event. Let's peek ahead at what's happening in the month of July. We have the Silver Notes performing on the 8th. Another exciting update is we had a number of people ask about first aid, or actually CPR training for you, because it's good to know what to do in the event of an emergency. So on July the 11th at 9:30 in the morning, replacing a Friday morning coffee time slot, we will have a CPR class done by the Hall County Fire Station /EMTs. There will be sign up for that because it will be hands-on, not just a lecture. And if it is successful, we will do that on repeat. So I hope that you will look for that information and sign up if you would like to know how to act in the event of an emergency. We have a fun band coming on the 11th in the evening, so dust off your dance shoes and get ready to come out and see Good Measure. Who has been to a circus? Oh, good. Well, we're going to have the circus here at LVE. At the Arts Council, they're doing a fundraiser with a group called the Windjammers. And the Windjammers perform spirited marches, waltzes, toe-tapping rags that capture the nostalgic charm and whimsy of the Big Top. And they will be here on the 17th at 7 p.m. But to build on that, we are going to have a carnival and cocktails mixer at 3:30 that afternoon in spirit of that event. So I hope that you'll join us and watch for information about that as well. Looking forward to August, which is going to be another big month, we will be celebrating International Beer Day with a mixer in the lobby on the 1st. Cheers for beers. Prepare to board the good ship LVE from August 4th through 8th for a cruise-themed week. It will be a fun-filled week of cruise-themed activities and entertainment. Please watch your mailboxes and the link for more information. On the 22nd, the Beatles will be on campus. So, or at least a revival of the Beatles. In partnership with our wonderful marketing team each year, we do a blowout concert and we invite a big ticket group to come and entertain us. So we're looking forward to that. That will be a lotteried event. All right, so that's what's happening. But we do have some updates about KFOR. For those of you in the audience, does the word K4 ring a bell? Yeah. How many of you are using it? Wow, great. That's a great number. I like it. We trialed using K4 to establish being able to bill for events that have a cost associated. We did that in partnership with a corporate team to see if we could streamline billing, because currently for an activity program that requires any ticketing, any concert you go to that I have to purchase advance ticket, it requires Sue or I to sit down and do an individual invoice for each person in Salesforce, which was taking a tremendous amount of our time. So in K4, when you signed up for my wine class, you saw that there was a fee. So on the back end, there will then be direct billing for those events. So we will be moving signups, particularly for fee-based events, to K4. So I will be putting that information on any of the promotional materials that require K4 signup. And speaking of promotional materials, I realize that we have a long history, long before I even stepped into this role, of the postcard reminders, and we've tried pulling back from them, and we had to revisit them, but now we are truly pulling them. We have calendars, we have K4, we have the link, we can post flyers in communication rooms and kiosks, but it is our goal campus-wide to reduce paper, both to be fiscally responsible because the cost of paper is rising, as is the cost of ink, and to be environmentally responsible. So we will see a move towards signups and information being digital. That's coming. So if you're not familiar with K4, I promise you, you will not be forgotten. For those of you who wanted to sign up for wine classes and didn't know how to operate K4, there's always the option to contact me directly and I can add you. We will also do some training with people so that they understand how to use K4 for sign up. So no worries if you want to participate in an outing and activity that has moved to online sign up and you do not use the platform or do not know how, I am here to teach you or sign up on your behalf. I will not take any more airtime, and I think I am inviting Angelie Tipton up here to tell you all about the Wellness Office updates.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Angelie, the nurse practitioner. Kim's in the back of the room joining me today. Just in the interest of time, because I know we're getting close, I only have a few announcements to share. Our patient portal through NextGen, which is my electronic medical record, is live. If you are interested in participating in that, it's similar to MyChart, which is what the hospital has. So you can make appointments, or you can request appointments, send us messages, prescription refills, those types of things electronically, rather than calling, or you can still call. Those are live. It's accessed through email. So if you have not shared your email address with Sandra, you can certainly do that. If you are interested in participating that, call her at extension 63242 and let her know that. She can send you a text message once you're enrolled and make sure everything's functioning correctly. I believe there are some patient education, a guideline on how to use the system. It's fairly simple. We've tested it with a few of you. And so hopefully that will give you a little more access to your records. I would also like to let you know that the annual reviews with Kim, as well as myself, if you're my primary care patient, are going to take a little longer. They're becoming a little more comprehensive than just a 15-20-minute visit with Kim. So be prepared when you're thinking about your appointment that you're going to be there for probably 30 to 45 minutes, because it is a more comprehensive preventive type of visit with her. And to that end, she has left multiple messages for a lot of you, so please return her calls to get those scheduled. We have to get, by contract, you're supposed to have one of those visits every year with her, and we have 500-600 residents. There are only 365 days in a year, so we got a lot of visits to do. And also one other reminder, you've seen it in the link, please, please, please bring your insurance cards when you come, both for visits with me, as well as your annual visit with Kim. We need to keep updated records for insurance billing purposes, for billing for my visits, those types of things. We need to make sure that we have the correct information on file. So I think that's all I have, and Tammy will be up next.
Good afternoon. Good to see y'all. What a great day to be at the forum. Wonderful things are happening at LVE. It's just a miraculous, beautiful thing to witness and be a part of. And I get more impressed every time with this team. And I'm so thankful for you all. I'm so thankful for you all. So I got some great things to talk about today. See if I can, wrong way. Move this forward. I want to introduce to you our brand new Director of Nursing of Willowbrook. And her name is Madeline Terry. Come on up here, Madeline. We are so excited to have Madeline join our team. Let me tell you something. She came in the door running. And she has not slowed down. She's got us working. And I mean working. We're doing skills day. We're doing more documentation. We're teaching classes. It's not going to slow down. I'm a little scared. So anyway, Madeline. Madeline holds a Bachelor of Science in Nursing, and she's also a licensed Director of Assisted Living. She has 25 years of nursing leadership experience, and she is a veteran of our U.S. Army. You know, Madeline is a pure, dedicated nursing professional. She's originally from Bessemer, Alabama, and you know, she's kind of Roll Tide. Well, we know this is dog country. Anyway, she has a son named Kyle, who is a Georgia Tech finance graduate. Madeline enjoys mentoring children in her community and works diligently in helping get scholarships for folks in her church and her community. And so please help me welcome Madeline to our church. Madeline will be here. Madeline will be here if you want to come up and welcome her after the meeting. She'll be here for a few minutes after the meeting. So, as I was talking about these skills weeks that Madeline just jumped to when she came in the door, you know, she said, you know, this is what we're going to do to enhance the clinical skills and knowledge of our nurses and CNAs. So they developed this whole program, Baby Steps, and it's coming together, evaluating where we are and evaluating where we want to go. So they came together, this nursing leadership team, and put together this whole program for our nurses and CNAs. They even had a mascot, a baby named Willow. So during this time, we had hands-on training sessions from our nurses. Nurse assessment skills were done, PICC line care, catheter care, hydration and nutrition and mobility. That's not an exhaustive list, but those are some of the things that we highlighted. You know, the benefits of doing this, and these are pictures from our skills day. You know, our goal is to have improved patient or resident care, up-to-date knowledge on the latest medical processes and professional development. And as we saw today, these folks coming up here to join the workforce, right? With scholarships given today for our medical profession. I can't but do anything but applaud everyone that was involved in that, and can't wait to see the outcome for these young folks going into these medical positions. Nursing workforce excellence, you know, we want to foster a supportive work environment with patient-centered care. We're advancing in technology. We've just gotten some new equipment that we're going to be putting into practice very soon. as far as our ability with our vital sign machines and communicating directly into our EMR, which is our electronic medical record. So we will continue to promote leadership and professional development in what we do in Willowbrook and in OBT. So this is Dr. Ellis Massadid. He is our medical director. He has been specializing in geriatrics and anti-aging and rehabilitation. And Dr. Massadid, he's dedicated his career to enhancing the wellness of older adults and through innovative and patient-centered care. This is Dr. DeChuri. She's a rounding physician here. She's brand new to our environment. I know Dr. DeChuri, and working with Northside Gwinnett, and we had the opportunity to work together there. She was also personally involved in my mother's care when she was having treatment at Northside Gwinnett. So I can't say enough wonderful things, just a testimony from me and the care that she provided to me and my own family. So you'll see them rounding in WBC. So when you do see them, please welcome them to our LVE family. And I have one more thing, because this person is not going to be here tomorrow, so she's going to kill me for this. But tomorrow's her birthday. Our very own Paige, our Director of Assisted Living, help me wish her happy birthday, Paige. Happy birthday. I'll turn this over to our Executive Director, Scott.
Wow, what great updates from everyone, right? Jeez. Goes on beyond an hour, though, doesn't it? And I'm getting a red light from John Ross. I'm just kidding, John. So I'm excited to introduce a new team member. I know a lot of you are here for this introduction. Tam, you did a wonderful job, by the way, of introducing Madeline. I'm going to let Anna talk about herself more than I talk about her, but Anna brings us some incredible experience. You've all seen, I put out a notice welcoming her and telling you that we are the fourth community within ACTS to add this position. It's going to allow us to do a lot of things that are coming down the pike for ACTS and for our industry. But with that, I'd like to introduce Anna Gadban.
Oh God, not a big picture, no. Thank you so much. Wow, it's such a pleasure to be here. I'm kind of glad I got to go last, because every single time I hear all of the accomplishments of this team and this community, I've only been here 3 days and I'm already, my socks are blown off. So thank you for having me. I most recently came back to Atlanta, Georgia, to be close to my family, and again, my mother who is aging as well, and really it was important, especially after the COVID epidemic, to be back here and close to them. But I came back from California. I was in California for about 7 years. I've been in operations and hospitality for about 25 years. Most of my career I spent with Starwood Hotels and Resorts, which is W, Westin, Sheraton, St. Regis, Le Méridien. I opened many hotels for them when they were a growing company, and then they sold to Marriott in about 2017, and I went to work for Hyatt Regency, and that was a really wonderful experience as well. A lot of parallels between this organization and that people were really, they're loyal to the organization that takes care of them. So it's really wonderful to see. I love seeing, department heads that have grown through this organization and elevated their careers. One of the things coming from operations that I've really has been close to my heart is leadership from the heart, and being able to help young people grow and develop their careers, but also to come and take care of the people that we serve, and do it in a genuine way. So I hope that I can contribute that to this team. I'll be overseeing the operations, the operational team, as well as department heads. So that's food and beverage and maintenance, Vicki as well. Really looking forward to working with you. Just a phenomenal group of people, Chandra, and really looking forward to learning about the medical side of the organization as well. So thank you again for having me. Thank you. I've already got some time to spend with some of the residents at some different committees, and everyone has been so wonderful and welcoming, and I really look forward to everything that I can contribute to the future and the growth of Axe and of Lanier Village. And thank you so much.
So like we always do, we'll be staying around after the meeting. If you have any comments, want to welcome Anna. And it took me a few days. It's only day 3, but I said Anna for the first 2 days, and then I found out it was Anna. So Anna, I'm being upfront with all of you so we can try to do our best. You've got a lot of great updates, so I'm going to just give a few on scams. So I know a few residents have gotten this email from what appears to be Social Security, but it obviously isn't, because the sender, they wouldn't send you one anyway. But the sender address, if you look at the email address at the top line, is from at mail.hellosign.com. That obviously isn't ssa.gov or whatever Social Security would be. So be on the lookout for this. Don't click on anything. Tell your friends and family not to do anything with it. Just disregard it, put it in the trash. And a second one that's happening nowadays is check washing. So it's uptick. It's a form of fraud where criminals alter legitimate checks to steal funds. A lot of us use less checks than we ever did in the past, but we still do some checks. So one way to protect yourself is by using indelible black ink pens, as this type of pen is more resistant to washing chemicals compared to standard ballpoint pens. Not a bad idea if we're going to just have a few around the house for writing checks. And Georgia is one of the top 10 in the nation seeing this type of mail theft, which in many instances has led to check washing. Please submit Ask the Director questions. Your floor and cottage rep probably made you aware that by next Wednesday to your floor or cottage rep, and we'll have a meeting the following week. Something else to keep in mind that Stephen failed to mention, but he wanted me to mention, was Station 16, our local fire station. 9 members from that team attended brunch on Sunday. So they were well received, and they'll be doing that on a monthly basis. So I'm sure some of you saw them here, but it's great to have them as part of our team. They were hungry? Yeah, food costs went up that day, Chad said. One of my favorite parts of the meeting, and Chad's too, I found out, is okay, not okay. So we'll do some of this, some current events. A resident or team member chooses to tape a handwritten sign on a common area door, giving a very direct message and saying it's from management. Not okay. Here's a picture of that sign. So it said, members, and this was on the wood shop door, members, clean up when you leave. Your mother doesn't live here. From management. Now, I don't know who in management that is. And a little flower, so it definitely didn't come from me, but not okay. So we took it down as soon as we saw it. A resident shows their appreciation of a team member's efforts by giving them a non-cash nor a gift card gift of $50 or less in value. That's okay. That is okay. Now, what the team member has to do is they have to immediately notify their supervisor to make sure it's okay. And then we put something in their file saying it's okay for them to accept it. Non-cash, non-gift card, $50 or less gift is okay. We usually just talk about this during the Christmas time, but this past month I had a resident come to me with a gift card that a guest gave a team member, and the team member said, no, I cannot take it. They were absolutely right. But what I'm able to do is take that gift card, put it towards a group team member function. So that's what we will do. But just keep this in mind. If you have any questions, reach out to me or Anna. We'll help you out. A rumor is started that Riverside Pharmacy is leaving LVE, which prompts the owner to call me to ask if this is true. Okay or not okay? Not okay. This happened like 2 weeks ago, and I said, first I've heard of it. Are you leaving? And he said, no, we don't want to. And I said, well, we don't want you to leave. So before you start those rumors, come to me. I'll be able to find out if they're true or not. A resident invites the guest to stay with them in their apartment or cottage for 2 weeks or less. That's okay. That is our policy. 2 weeks or less, you're able to have a guest stay. And we would like to know about it in advance so we can welcome them. There's a placard that we can get to put on their window so that they're not stopped at the guardhouse. And it's a much shorter stay at the guardhouse. And that's all I have. So because we're behind, or well, we went over, and some great things were shared today, I will take 3 questions if anybody has them. Don't forget you have 10 to 12 pages of questions every month in the Ask the Director meeting. But I will take a couple of questions if you have any. Yes? Hang on one second, the microphone's coming. Thank you.
Scott, you've been very accessible and you've had an open door policy, and I'm just wondering if this changes anything.
No, and so you probably all heard it. I've been accessible since I've been here, open door policy. That is not changing. If anything, I will likely have a little bit more time. Not saying you all need to come see me, but you are welcome to. And I had a resident say to me, is Anna's position being added so that, Scott, you don't have to have as much interaction with us, the residents? Absolutely not true. That's one of the things I enjoy the most about my job, is working with our team members and being accessible to you. So 100% it's going to stay the same, and Anna will be the same. If she's in a meeting or something, her door will be closed. Otherwise, you're welcome to stop in. Good question. Glad you asked that. Going once, going twice, sold. Thank you for being here. Have a great day.